figure out as they're growing, and that governance structure is, what seats are going to be on the bus. Someone said clarity and alignment. Well, what are going to be the seats that are going to be on the bus? What positions are we going to have? And then the next part of that is sort of the alignment. Who's going to sit in the seat? And if we don't have that defined, it's like building, the building and not thinking about the foundation. Just if people just start getting on and taking any seat that's there. And so that's where you need to actually now start to look at real assessments and say, hey, do they have the strengths? What are the weaknesses? How do we now incorporate and put the right people in there? So that way it has a chance of moving on and having some kind of success in the succession.
Yeah. So you use the word governance, and not everybody understands what that means. Can you expand on that for just a second? Because I think it's really important.
It's really sort of doing business as a family, right? You have to say, what is it that we're going to do? So when we look at it, we're really working off of 5 different areas. Communication is sort of the base. How do we better communicate? And then identify our values. So we know, hey, what do we agree on? What do we disagree on? What do we agree to disagree on, right? But our values. And then legacy. What does that mean? What do we want to have? And hear the voice of everyone. We're getting everyone involved. It's not top down. And then gratitude. One of the things that we see is a great entitlement. And how do you take entitlement and change it? And so it's, the gratitude part. And then with all of that, it now leads us to the governance structure, which is, do we have a code of conduct? How does our family, when we meet together? We also think that's an important part of it. But, how do we, treat each other? And what is our culture? That's why teams win, right? It's the culture. And what is that structure? And do we build it in so that way we understand this is the flow of how we operate? We do that for our business, but do we do it for our families and the extended families? We're saying, yes, you know what? That's an important part of putting the puzzle together.
Agreed.